Got a letter from a man in deep. Said his house ain't a home and he's losing sleep. Wife cold as steel, vibe off track. Asked me how the hell to get his edge back.
What's going on, guys? I have a pretty good sponsored video for you today. My man who sent this in said I could use his name, but I won't. I won't because I always want to keep these anonymous, especially for guys that really, are worried about, their wives or girlfriends seeing this stuff or their boss seeing this stuff, right? So I'm, it's cool, bro. It's cool. I'm gonna keep you anonymous. He says, "Hey, Paul, I'd like your take on handling the 80-20 alpha seed beta need split for a work from home husband and father of four." He actually used the F's and the bucks, but we're not at the 8-minute mark. So I took the liberty of changing it to seed and need. But he's talking about the 80-20 split that I talk about in Keep Your Bish, which is this book. This book, if you're reading this book trying to fix your relationship, I mean, it's got all the tools in there, but that's not what it was written for. This is written for guys who are in a new relationship that want to keep that going long term, and they don't want to screw it up, right? Or if they've fixed a relationship and they want to make sure they never end up in that place again. This is the book for fixing a relationship where she's not doing it for you anymore. You know what I mean? So anyway, just that FYI in there, because a lot of guys get that messed up. Not saying this guy did, but I'm just putting that out there. So he goes, she leads. Okay, I'm saying this. I'm just stressing what his own verbiage here. She leads a lot of the day with regards to family life and the kids. I'm happy to help, but as I level up, I realize that I need to be leading here too. I want to show you something, and I'm just thinking of this as we're going along. Imagine you have two people, okay, and one person wants to lead, and the other one wants to lead. What happens? Causes a lot of tension, right? You can't have two people leading. Okay, you have one person leading. You guys are a team, but you're not partners. Okay, that's we'll talk about that here in a minute. So you need to be the one that's leading, and she's following you, and you need to be going in the same direction. But you got to keep that tension there, because that's where sexual attraction lies. If you start chasing her because you're worried about her being upset or whatever, like that causes the slack to go. If you guys get too comfortable, you guys become best friends. The line goes slack. You guys become too familiar with each other. The sex is going to dry up no matter what. The line goes slack. You need that sexual tension in the relationship. Okay. But if you have too much tension because you're both trying to lead, you're going to cause the line to snap and it's going to break. Okay. So you guys can't both lead. All right. Like it or not, I don't care what egalitarianism says. There's only one steering wheel in a car. There's usually only one remote for the TV. Someone's got to drive. Someone's got to pick a channel. Okay. And that's you as a man. All right. So she's not leading crap. All right. We'll talk about that here in a minute. That's what I put in my notes here. You don't need to be leading too. You need to be leading and delegating. Okay. It doesn't work with you guys both leading. So I put this out on social media a couple of weeks ago. And I just gave you guys the analogy there, but that immediately just went through my head again. I put it out yesterday too while I was doing these show. No, I put it out Sunday when I was doing the show notes. I put out an image of this of a man holding a rope, and his wife was behind him, and they're keeping the line tight. Okay, go check my social media. You'll see that there. He says, I usually wake up after her and the kids to take them to school and come back and start my day. She does most of the morning routine, and I set up their lunches. She sets up their lunchbox and breakfast, etc. And I put here, if you enjoy setting up the lunches for the kids, then that's great, but helping her because you want to be her partner, that's definitely the beta buck side of hypergamy. Like, so when we're talking about the 80-20 split, what you're describing, you're upping the beta side. You're going 80-20 on the beta side, bro. Okay. Now, I'm not saying don't don't make your kids lunches if you enjoy that. Cause I'll be honest, when I first got divorced back in 2014, before I started learning any of this stuff, right? I really got a lot of enjoyment out of being a single dad and having my kids 50% of the time. And I loved making them lunches. That was like the highlight of my evening, making the kids lunches. I would write them little jokes and stuff like that and put them in their lunches and stuff like that. I enjoy doing that. So if you enjoy doing that, by all means, keep doing that. But don't think you have to do that because you're being a better partner for her. Okay, because that really is the beta buck side of hypergamy. Going hard on the dad stuff is the beta buck side of hypergamy. You got to think about it. Like alpha seed is sexual attraction. Beta need is comfort type stuff. You know, being a provider, being a good dad. That's beta stuff. It's not sexually attractive. All right. Like she might really appreciate it. She might love that. She might love that you're a good dad, but you're creating oxytocin in her, which is a comfort love feeling. And that's the same kind of love she has for a brother or an uncle. Like she doesn't want to bang those guys. Okay. If you want to up the alpha to have the 80-20 split so that she finds you sexually attractive, that's a dopamine feeling. It's a completely different thing. Okay. He says, with school out as of Thursday, I'm worried that this is an area I need to step up in. Right? See this? Do you see where I'm going with what he's saying here? I need to step up here. Thinking I need to be the first up or at least on point with my areas of responsibility, trash, help with the kids. I think I don't want to be asked to help, just either have it handled or in progress. Like, do you though? Okay. What would it be like if you weren't there? I want you to imagine that. What if you didn't do work from home stuff? You didn't have a work from home job. You actually had a 9 to 5. You had to go to work. What would happen then? She wouldn't have your help, right? There's plenty of stay-at-home moms that don't have a husband around all day because their husbands are out doing stuff. Okay. They manage to do it all themselves. In fact, it's the easiest job in the world. I don't care what Oprah Winfrey says. Look at what Bill Burr said, right? Like, oh, being a mother's the hardest job on the planet. And he's like, really? Have you ever done roofing in the summertime in Phoenix, Arizona? Like, it's not the hardest job on the planet. Okay. You get up, you have some activities, plans for the kids. Maybe you do some games. Maybe you guys, make some Lincoln logs together. You're living the goddamn dream. It's early retirement. Okay. So, if you weren't there, what would you be doing? All right. You wouldn't be doing all this crap. Okay. You only think you have to be doing more because you're in the house with her during the workday and she sees you there and she thinks, oh, he's here to help me. Like, no, you have a job. You work for a company. They're expecting deadlines from you. They're expecting stuff from you on a daily basis. You're supposed to be at work. You're not supposed to be helping your wife. Okay. I remember when I first started working remotely. Okay. We moved to Colorado, and at that time, the original plan was that my wife wanted out of the marriage at this point already. This was her exit strategy, by the way. That's for another episode. But we moved out here, and we temporarily moved in with my folks. We moved all of our belongings. We sold our house in California. We moved all of our stuff into my parents' barn. They have a big old barn, and we were supposed to be on the weekends looking for houses over on the eastern slope over in Denver, because that's where all the jobs were, in case my work from home job didn't pan out. Because when I first did it, my company said, yeah, we'll do this on a temporary basis just to see how it works out. But if it doesn't work out, we're going to have to let you go. And I was like, oh crap, I need to have a backup plan and be where the jobs are. And there's like no jobs out here on the western slope of Colorado. So I was like really focused on work. Like I had to make sure everything was tip top just so that there wasn't going to be issues. I wasn't going to lose my job and stuff like that. But since I didn't have my own office because I was at my parents' house, I would try to sit and work at the dinner table, and my wife would see me, and her mom brain and her own female solipsism would think that I was there to help her with the kids. Okay. So her female solipsism wouldn't let her realize that I had a 9-to-5 job that was my priority during working hours. I was happy to do stuff with the kids after working hours, but I was at work. I had clocked in. You know what I mean? It was a salary position, but you get what I mean. Like I'm dedicating myself to this company. They're paying me good money to be here, not to be over here doing God knows what, folding laundry or whatever, honey-do list bullshit that she wanted me to do. Okay. She just could not understand that. So you need to be doing you need to be doing, correction. You don't need to be doing more to help her during working hours. During those hours, your job is your job. Okay. The kids are her job. She literally has no other job. That's her fucking job. She's a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. Why can't she do her fucking job? Do you ever wonder that? Like, why all these stay-at-home moms need all this help? It's like, that's your one job, lady. Oh, and then they come up with all this justification on like, oh, you should be getting paid all this money because you're doing all these things. You're a chef. You're a data bullshit, lady. Okay. Making box mac and cheese is not chef work. Okay. Fuck off with that. Handing your kid a fucking tablet and making them play games while you have mimosas with your mommy friends is not fucking hard. Okay. So the kids are her work. Okay. The kids are her job. A part of leadership, which this is a part of the 80-20 split, right? Setting the tone and leading the relationship, is delegation. Okay. Delegate the child stuff, the cooking, food prep, the fucking folding of the laundry, all that kind of shit to her. Delegate that to her. That's her job. Okay. She's not working. Momming is her full-time job. She's living the fucking dream. Okay. I agree though that you need to be coming up with your own work, right? Because you're talking about you don't want her asking you to do stuff. Okay. For whatever reason, women, they just can't let men relax, but you're not relaxing. You're at fucking work. Okay. 9 to 5, but after work, on the weekends and stuff like that, there are stuff for you to do around the house. She can't possibly be doing everything around the house. Okay. And this is where women typically get annoyed because there is tons of shit to do constantly around a house. Okay. But, and she does, and if you let her dictate to you what's going on and everything that needs to be done around the house, oh, there's a leaky faucet over here. Oh, this needs to be fixed over here. Now she's delegating. Do you see how this is working? Do you see how women start taking charge of shit and then they resent you because you're not doing that? Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. So you need to be looking around for shit that needs to be done. Delegate her the women shit. Okay. But you need to be handling all the man shit. Like find your own shit to do. Okay. But start thinking man stuff instead of domestic partner bullshit. Okay. Are there faucets leaking? Is paint chipping up somewhere? Is the car maintenance up to date? How's the yard looking? Okay. Stay busy with that stuff so she doesn't draw you into the domestic partner cleaning the house nonsense. Okay. Playing with your kids and doing fun things with your kids is not domestic partner stuff. I really want to make that clear. Okay. That's not domestic partner stuff. That's being a good fucking dad. Okay. That's mentoring time for your kids so they can see what a dominant masculine presence looks like. Okay. So that's very good to be hanging out with your kids, spending quality time with your kids. Okay. No matter what work you're doing, do the work to your standards. Am I bumping this? Am I making noise with the mic? Do the work to your standards, not to hers. Okay. If she comes bitching at you because you didn't build a fence right or something like that, just say, you know what? You're so cute, and pat her on the ass. Say, why don't you go get me some iced tea? It's fucking hot out here. Okay. Like, but say it like playfully, you know what I mean? Like, don't, take her feedback. If it's not useful to the situation, file it in the circular file. She can have an opinion, but you don't need to take it in. Okay. If she has a good opinion, there's no reason not to take it though. Do you see the difference there? There's nuance to all this stuff. Okay. It's not my way or the highway, bitch type shit. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about setting the tone and leading and not taking what she says so seriously and handling stuff that you need to handle around the house without being asked because you don't want her delegating to you. You want to be delegating to her. Okay. He says with dinner, I enjoy cooking a few nights a week, but other days I say, I like when you make this, or I really want this, and she normally complies. Again, like this kind of goes hand in hand with making your kids lunches. If you enjoy cooking, there's no reason to stop doing it. Okay. But don't think you have to in order to be a domestic partner or something. You understand? do you see the theme I'm coming up with here? Okay. And it's good that it's actually a good sign that she complies when you tell her what you like. Hey, I like this. Why don't you rustle this up? And she does it. Like, that's fucking awesome. Okay. If I were you, I would start telling her what to cook more and let her cook more if you want to up the 80-20 split. Okay. Let her serve you. Let her do nice things for you. Okay. When I first started when I first started dating Nurse Chick. Okay. And we've been together going on 6 years now. It's effortless. It's fucking effortless. Okay. I'm telling you, like, all the feminists and stuff on Facebook lately are going to hate this. They're probably in the comments right now. I'm not even looking at the comments. They're probably in the comments right now talking about all the shit. Oh, you're such a misogynist and stuff like that. It's like, no, there's a method to the madness. Okay. And Nurse Chicks in our relationship is effortless because I set the tone and lead the relationship. I let her do nice things for me. I let her, like just now, right? Like right before the show, I was out getting my exercise in. I went for my bike ride. I was rushing back here to get to the show. When I get back, Nurse Chick is folding and fluffing all of my clothes for me. And right by the shower, she set out like a fresh pair of underwear and socks for me on the counter, so I didn't have to go scramble to look for that shit. You see, like, she takes the time to anticipate my needs. I don't even have to ask her to do that stuff. She genuinely wants to do nice things for me. And then in turn, I do all sorts of stuff for her too, and then we have a really great arrangement and a really great relationship where we handle our own specific responsibilities. You understand? But when we first started dating, I had to let go of this nice guy tendency to want to step up and be her partner, right? And I remember one time I was getting ready to run an 18-mile marathon at altitude. We were doing the Grand Mesa Ultra, and I ran the 18-mile race. It's a trail run on the Grand Mesa in Colorado. The highest point that you're running is the Craig's Crest Loop, and that's 11,000 feet. You're running with like no fucking oxygen up there, right? And I had been training for that for about a half a year. And she asked me, she goes, when your race is over, what can I make you? And in my nice guy tendency, my nice guy habit, my nice guy conditioning, I was like, oh, I should probably tell her, oh no, don't worry about it. I'll take you out. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, right? And instead, like a flash in my mind was Dr. Glover yelling at me going, let her fucking do this for you. She wants to do this for you. And so I go, how's your fried chicken? That's how I replied to that. And she goes, oh, you want fried chicken? Oh, I'll make you fried chicken. She made the best goddamn fried chicken I've ever had in my fucking life. By the way, Nurse Chick, make some fried chicken. You haven't made it in a while. She's in another room right now. So it's good that she wants to do that. I would encourage that more. I would start telling her, hey, honey, why don't you make this tonight, right? Okay. Women feel more invested when they serve you. They tend to take you for granted when you serve them, though. It's weird. It's weird how that works. The more you serve them, the more they look down on you, the more the less attracted they are to you, because hypergamy says they want to date up. They want to marry up. They want to be with a guy that they look up to in some way. That's upping the alpha. You understand? So when you are doing this shit to serve her and help her out, you're becoming her fucking servant. Now she looks down on you. Now she resents your ass because now she's running the fucking relationship. Okay. Do you also see why I didn't want to use your name in this episode? He says, I think general principles for navigating the home life and the mundane as an alpha would be helpful. One thing too, we in this space, we use the term alpha and beta. I would rather you guys think of it as a descriptor word, because an alpha doesn't have to tell people he's a fucking alpha. Like, alphas don't use the word alpha, right? I use it to describe stuff. Okay. And the best way to think of alpha and beta is the chemical response that women get by your actions. Okay. So when you have alpha traits, you're creating dopamine spikes. You're creating healthy emotional anticipation, intention, sexual chemistry. Okay. That's alpha. Beta is you're creating oxytocin. Okay. So I would rather you guys look at it as sexually attractive and caring and nurturing. Okay. You really want to be the guy that is always gaming your girl and all that kind of stuff. That's where you up the alpha and keep that sexual tension going, and then sprinkle a little beta on it. And that's where you handle the logistics and stuff. You tell her what to do. You plan stuff. You don't let her plan shit. Okay. You plan stuff and you delegate. Okay. You feel me, dog? So he says, I think general principles for navigating the home life in the mundane as an alpha would be helpful. So I came up with a list of things, okay? Because guys love lists. Guys love listicles shit. We're going to have a great listicle tomorrow. It's going to be fun. The wolf pack helped me with it. One, be more decisive. Make decisions, okay? You decide shit. Don't ask for her buy-in on shit. Just start, okay, we're going to do this. We're going here for dinner tonight. Okay. Do you get in the habit of going, where do you want to eat, honey? Like, stop that shit. Just be like, hey, we're going to Chili's tonight. Okay. Hey, grab your shoes. We're going out. Where are we going? That's for me to know and you to find out. Okay. That's sexual tension. That's mystery and shit. Okay. You feel me, dog? Okay. Be more assertive. Now, a lot of guys confuse aggressive with assertive. You don't have to be aggressive to be assertive. Now, some people, they don't know how to be assertive without getting pissed first. Okay. We had a brother in Wolfpack the other day who wanted to call his wife out on some bullshit. I think we might've talked about it on the pod class on Saturday, or I talked about it on Monday. I can't remember. We talked about it on the podcast though, somehow. Well, anyway, the brother he wanted to call his wife out, and I wanted to talk him through it before he stuck his foot in his mouth and said something stupid. And he went ahead, went off half cocked, said something stupid to his wife. Of course, she fired back, caused a big fucking fight, right? And what he said was, and he thought he was holding frame. If you get pissed off and you blast your wife, that's the furthest thing from frame. Okay. That means that her actions have controlled your emotions, which means you're entering her frame. Okay. So, to be more assertive, I give tons of examples in Get Her to Fuck You Again on how to use effective, assertive communication without getting your emotions involved. It's simply telling her how it is. With indifference almost, right? Like, we're going to Chili's is an assertive statement. It's not mad. It's not angry. There's no emotion in it. We're going to Chili's. And I don't like Chili's. Oh, well, do you have a better suggestion? No. Okay, well, I'm going to Chili's. You're welcome to join me, right? That's assertive communication. Women tend to really respond well to it though. Okay. Women are like pretty good about it. And then like 20 minutes later, they're like, I really like this guy. I don't know why. It's because you're doing what women respond to, not what they say they want, not what they think they want. You're doing what they respond to. Okay. So be more assertive. If you don't know how, there's plenty of shit in here in Get Her to Fuck You Again. Set boundaries. Set boundaries is something you need to be doing more of. Okay. And don't be afraid to tell her no. All right. So use the tools in here. There's another phenomenal book that I cite in here called When I Say No, I Feel Guilty. And if you're in the wolf pack, there's a cheat sheet pinned in the messages in Wolfpack on assertive communication and what all the different terms mean. Fogging, negative assertion, negative inquiry, all that kind of stuff. There's a cheat sheet. So scroll through the pinned messages, okay? But I highly recommend reading this book if you haven't. And then I also recommend reading When I Say No, I Feel Guilty, okay? There's a reason why when you read Get Her to Fuck You Again, I list tons of books repeatedly. Okay. It's not because I'm trying to be redundant. It's because that repetition will eventually get you to read the other fucking books so that you have a full understanding of how this plays out and how it works. Okay. Do not dear is next on the list. Defend, explain, excuse, rationalize. A king doesn't have to justify himself to his subjects. Okay. Sounds toxic as fuck, but it's a good mental model to remember when she complains about something, she blasts you for something, and you don't have anything really to apologize for. Okay. Like, remember what I said, do things to your standards. You don't have to explain yourself why you fucking leveled the fucking fence line the way you leveled it. I don't know, whatever. Okay. So don't dear. Make plans and decisions without asking for permission or input. Just, we're doing this. I went ahead and bought this. Okay. Just start doing that shit. You don't need her fucking buy-in on everything. The reason why a lot of husbands constantly consult their wives, what do you think, honey? What do you think? Because they want approval from the boss, which puts her in the alpha position. And then she looks down on you and she fucking hates your ass. That's why she's not fucking you. Okay. Stop doing that shit. Make plans, decisions without asking for permission or input. Don't climb on her emotional roller coaster. If she starts getting mad and pissy about all this kind of stuff, she's the most responsible teenager in the house. Who's ever the most calm wins. Okay. So just look at her like the goofy bastard that she is, the fucking emotional, crazy whammon that she is. And you're so adorable when you're mad. Okay. Like you need to have that kind of cocky attitude. All right. That's upping the alpha, right? Always control your state or frame, as we say in the red pill space. Okay. The calmest person always wins. Control your state, control your reality. Control your state, control your reality. Go back and watch my Heaven and Hell episode or listen to it on iTunes or Spotify, whatever, wherever you get your podcasts. Okay. I did that like 2 or 3 weeks ago now on Frame Friday. People are like, we got one of the brothers in the Wolfpack who's like, it fucking fundamentally changed my life. He listened to that episode like twice and he's like, my whole relationship's totally different now. Okay. Control your state, control your reality. Practice the 3 T's: tease, touch, and tell. Tease. So be playful, tease her. You know, you're so funny when you're mad, right? That kind of stuff. Playfully tease her. Touch, physical touch. Okay. That's breaking the touch barrier, walking up behind her, kissing her on the back of the neck, and, you know, slapping her on her ass when you walk by. Okay. And then telling her what to do. All right. Hey, honey, why don't you go ahead and make some spaghetti tonight? You know, we haven't had that in a while. Like you're yelling at nurses, hey, make some fried chicken, right? Like tell her what to do. Tease, touch, and tell are like 3 of your easiest to use go-to tools for creating heat, healthy emotional anticipation and tension. That's upping the alpha. That's creating dopamine. Okay. Tease, touch, and tell. Have hobbies and activities outside of the house separate from her and the kids at least once a week to create space. Okay. Because remember the line. Okay. Attraction grows in space and it dies in close proximity. If you guys are too close together, folding the laundry, doing domestic partnership, you're killing the sexual attraction. You want to create artificial space in your relationship so that there's some heat. Okay. It doesn't have to be much. It could be like once a night you have a bowling night, or you fucking join the Elks Lodge or whatever the fuck, right? You go golfing with the boys or something on the weekend or whatever. You want to create space where you're not always there. And then also likewise, if she needs to be able to do that too. Okay. That there's we're obviously talking about two men on the podcast. This is a podcast for men. It's not for women. If you're in the comments right now losing your shit, get the fuck out of here. You're not invited. Okay. This is man time. So, but I don't, you need to also understand that she needs to be able to do that kind of stuff too. Now, you don't really want her hanging out with like single 304 friends or divorced friends and stuff like that, because those are bad influences. But you honestly probably shouldn't be hanging around with a bunch of negative douchebags like that either. Okay. There are obviously, if you join the Wolfpack, there's going to be guys that are freshly divorced and stuff like that, but they're working on leveling up and getting better with women and their dating life and in life after divorce and the strategy and stuff and getting out of that negativity. So that's still a good place to be. And if you have divorced friends that are happy and they're not dragging you down, then that's fine too. And likewise for her. Okay. But typically divorced women create more divorced women. Single women keep women single. Okay. So if she hangs out with other married women, that's great. They go and have mimosas and mommy time and shit like that. And you watch the kids and take the kids to the park or whatever. Like, awesome. Let it encourage her to do that. Okay. She needs a break too. The The fucking feminists never hear that shit. Okay, where are we at? Have hobbies. Always remember the cardinal rule of relationships. Always remember this. Whoever needs the other the least has all the power in the relationship. Okay, remember that. If you're worried about losing her, if you're worried about making her mad, because that's most guys. Most guys are walk on eggshells, worried about making her mad somehow. Stop that shit. She needs to be worried about making you mad. Okay, but you also need to not ever get mad. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need to be able to control your state so that you're cool cucumber all the fucking time. Okay, doesn't always work out that way, but you need to work on it. It's always a work in progress. And then the last one I have here is from Roissy. If you guys don't know who Roissy is, he's one of the original 3 R's of the Manosphere. Rollo, Roosh, and Roissy. And then Ryan Stone's the 4th R, but we don't talk about that guy because he's a fucking legend. Shh. Do you hear off in the distance? He's still talking about field reports. Anyway, adhere to the golden ratio. This is a part of Roissy's 16 commandments of Poon. Give your woman 2/3 of everything she gives you. For every 3 calls or texts, give her 2 back. 3 declarations of love, earn 2 in return. 3 gifts, 2 nights out. Give her 2 displays of affection and stop until she has answered with 3 more. When she speaks, you reply with fewer words. When she emotes, you emote less. The idea behind the golden ratio is twofold. It establishes your greater value by making her chase you, and it demonstrates that you have the self-restraint to avoid getting swept up in her personal dramas. Refraining from reciprocating everything she does for you in equal measure instills in her the proper attitude of belief in your higher status. In her deepest loins, it is what she truly wants. Okay. Now, Spurgs will read that and try to follow that to the letter. Okay. It just means make sure she's doing more for you than you're doing for her. Okay. That's all it means. Let her serve you. Okay. You don't have to follow that to the letter. He goes, I'm not the man she married, but clawing to get back there. Thanks for your content and advice. Well, thanks for supporting this episode, brother. I hope I gave you some valuable insight there. If you haven't read this yet, read Get Her to Fuck You Again 10 to 15 times. It will really instill some of this in your subconscious, and get the fucking workbook and do the workbook. It's like lighting gasoline on all this shit. One of the brothers in Wolfpack was talking about it. He was saying how, and I just love this quote. I love quoting this guy. This guy, he offers so much wisdom and advice that he doesn't intend to. It's just in his field reports, he's coming to so much realization in his marriage and stuff like that, that he says some profound ass shit. And a lot of it is because he's been doing this self-reflection in the workbook on a daily basis. And he's having so many aha moments that he's just like, fuck, dude. But he was saying how, listening to the audiobook or reading the book, he's like, you're processing it and you're thinking about it from your perspective, but by the next chapter, it's out of your head. Right. This is one of the reasons why I say read this stuff 10 to 15 times, because it really cements that in there. But he goes, but when you sit down for 10 minutes a day and do the workbook, it really brings things out, because it forces you to dig deep into your subconscious and pull the shit out and put it on paper. So you're seeing it and you're aware of it and you're like, fucking hell. Okay. So get the workbook. You can get that by going to workbook.fixeddeadbedrooms.com if you don't have that. All right. Let's take a look at the chat and then we'll wrap up here. Nurse Chick's in the house. I actually see your comment this time, babe. She dropped it in the comment section twice yesterday. And I didn't even see it. She always gets this.
I'm so naughty.
I'm gonna come. That pussy must be ridiculous.
That's fucking ridiculous. I'm not even fucking joking. Okay. Darfin says smashing that like button is alpha. And Wade says, because they're lazy. Nurse Chick says, leaves for the store to get fried chicken ingredients. Love you, babe. She says, hoorah. Hey, what's up, Phil? Good to see you, man. And okay, hold on. Okay. Jeremy says, shit, hold on. He's wrote a lot here on Facebook. Shit, you just have to know how to be a man with your woman. My fiance passed away and I work from home a lot. I used to fuck the shit out of her in between work. We became even closer and shit got deeper. When it was time for daddy to go out, she just made sure I was drained already. Fuck, do I miss all of that? My man. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's upping the alpha because it's sexual attraction. If you're like, yeah, in between Zoom calls, you fucking pull your wife into the bedroom and fuck the shit out of her. Jeremy's got it right. Okay. That's what we're fucking talking about here. So stop thinking about, oh, I got to do more and fucking, I got to do more dishes and shit. Like, stop that shit. Fuck your girl. Okay. If you need help with really making sure she's orgasming all the time. All right. But Jeremy, good comment, bro. I love you for that one. In fact, that was such an awesome one. I'm going to give him this.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
That's right. All right, cool. That's all I got for today's sponsored stream today. Appreciate it. Tune into the podcast for tomorrow's live, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to be talking about balling on a budget. I had a comment the other day asking to do an episode on dating without money because I talk about it so much. I was like, all right, man, fuck yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to give you guys 20 dating options that cost $20 or less. And I'll also riff about why you can make that free or like, you know, from shit you already have around the house and stuff like that. It's pretty good. And I hit up my Wolfpack brothers for some of those ideas. So I'll give you guys shout outs for all you guys that gave me really good ideas. In fact, some of the guys gave ideas that would actually cost money, but I was able to finagle it into something free or really fucking cheap. Okay. So if you guys are worried about women only care about money, I'm going to tell you guys tomorrow, I'm going to put you on a fucking game how to weed out those bitches that only give a shit about money, and you find women that are there for you, whether you have money or not. Okay. It's one of those things. Money is one of those things where you don't want to lead with that because you're only going to attract women that only want to use you for your money. And that's why you think, oh, women only care about money, because that's all you've ever done is lead with your wallet. Okay. I'm going to show you tomorrow how to attract women that like you for you. And if you have money later, they're going to be like, holy shit, this guy actually has money too. It's a bonus. Okay. But they're there for you first. They're invested first. You don't take them on any kind of dates that require serious money until after you're already fucking them. Okay. Tune into tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to get into that. It's going to be so fucking fun. That's all I got, guys. Do be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and occasionally on Tuesday if you guys sponsor an episode. But that's all we got. We will see you guys tomorrow morning.